Hey, you are tuned in to Two Gems and a Mic with hosts Tanisha the Diva Mahomes and Linda L.D. Dorsey. Just know, if we talking about it, you need to hear about it. Unwind and enjoy. Hey everybody, Happy New Year and welcome to Two Gems and a Mic. I'm your girl, Linda L.D. Dorsey, and I got my girl, Tanisha, the Diva.
The Diva Mahomes.
what's,
Hey,
what's
oh
going
man,
on?
what's going on? This has been like the craziest like week and a half. I mean, I'm just blown away with everything we have to talk about. Don't worry about it, people. We got you guys covered. We about to knock it out. Come on,
Yeah.
let's hit them
Let,
up. Let's bring them to the light. If they've been, I don't know, in a cave because they were too busy partying like it was 1999. I'm not sure what they were doing, but we got something for them. We got something
All
for
right.
them.
We're gonna jump right in. Let's talk. We're gonna start off with college football. Some we a lot of good bowl games, but the ones we talking about are
Mm-hmm.
of course Michigan, TCU, and then we had Georgia, Ohio State. The Michigan TCU game, um, I know
Well,
we were talking about it had a few controversies there.
man,
TCU
what?
pulled it out. I said prior to that game, I thought TCU had a chance to pull that out. Um, I I mean, give me your thoughts. Go ahead, give me your thoughts, and
Well,
I'll
it's
chime
you.
back in.
You know, I predicted Michigan because I got up last week. I was like, they got them dogs in them and blah blah blah. You know, the whole nine. I ain't gonna
Right,
lie. But
right,
then at the end you said you don't want you from Texas. I said, listen, you asked me who I thought I was gonna who I thought was gonna win, not who I wanted to win. So I'm
right.
happy. Like, I mean, don't
Mm-hmm.
get me wrong. TCU moving forward. Ooh, yeah, we about to act up.
Right.
But I'm also an athlete, an ex-athlete, and you know that. And man, I'm not gonna lie, I thought Michigan got a raw deal. Like, that's messing with my conscience. You know, now don't get me wrong. When TCU play, I'm still gonna be cheering, but
Mm-hmm.
that come on, man, that touchdown that they decided wasn't a touchdown, which then led to, ended up having a fumble, dude, that's a game changer.
Yeah, it is. It was a game changer, no doubt.
What you
There was
talking
some
about?
game changers in the beginning. I mean, he should have went for the 3 points. We could talk about a bunch of game changers that went on. At one
Oh,
point, we
oh,
all thought was Jim Harbaugh waiting for
Harbaugh.
the
Yeah.
was he did he think there was a 2 minute warning coming? Did he have the
Dude, you know
NFL
what?
flashback? I don't know what was going on there. It kind of played in his favor because the timeout was timely. They just didn't get it done. So they
Dude,
didn't
he
get the
even
first down, so he would have wasted a timeout. I guess it's all about how you look at clock management. It was a little crazy, but hell, I thought his father was gonna
That's what I'm
have
gonna
a
say. Even
yeah,
his daddy was confused.
yeah. I
He
thought his dad
stood
was gonna
up.
run
He
out on the field.
he I was like, good Lord, get the man. Don't let him follow his sins. Like, even his dad was confused. But to
Yeah.
rewind, it's like, if you get the stuff right before that, we don't get to that point. Now, don't get me wrong. TCU came out, that one loss at the end, that sometimes you lose at the right time. That
Hmm.
put that they came out and they were like, we are the bullies. I don't care what you used to seeing. Michigan go in there and we're the bullies. And literally they were playing like they were the more aggressive team, even though probably if you had done any kind of poll prior to the game, you'd have thought that Michigan was gonna be the aggressor. But still, with all the things that were going against Michigan, I kind of felt like at the end of the day, I walked away at the end of that game thinking Michigan got the raw end of the stick, and because of the refs. And I never want to see someone lose because of the refs.
I don't
So
think they lost because of the refs. I think they did make a bad call, but I think they had plenty of opportunities to
they
come
made a
back
couple
and
bad
get in that
calls.
game. They did, but they made bad calls on both sides. So that touchdown, yeah, that was crazy, but you had time to come back. And you also put yourself in other predicaments where you could have had 3 points and you didn't take
Yeah,
it.
I mean,
So, him
yeah.
and his brother, they had that they're aggressive, and we're gonna put it and we're gonna stuff it down your throat. So I can go for these 3 points. You walk away with nothing. You never leave me. I don't leave points on the board. So
But at the end of the day,
Um,
I'm really happy TCU won.
yeah, so TCU moves on,
Texas,
and
baby.
TCU will be playing Georgia and Ohio State. I'm gonna tell you what, I like Georgia. I thought OSU was gonna pull it up.
Did you really?
I they especially at halftime when Ohio State, they were just calm. They started marching down the field, boom, 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 touchdown. They were very confident. CJ Stroud, he played confident. They played a good game against a good team. Georgia pulled it together. Think about it. They won by a point.
They
Georgia won by a point simply because I don't know
you
what happened to the kicker.
gonna win before the game because
No,
we
no, I had picked. I
just
said it was going
simply
to be.
said
I said
Georgia.
both games. I
You
said
said
both
Georgia.
games. I said Georgia, and I said both games are going to be closer than everybody expects. I think
Yeah.
TCU is going to win, and I said I think Ohio State has a chance to win, but I'm going with Georgia. That was my pick. Georgia was my pick. As I watched the game, I think I even was talking to a friend on the phone. I was talking to TR. I said, I'm calling it. I'm calling it for Ohio State. They
So you
got
picked
this.
TCU last week?
Yes.
All right,
I
then
said
shit.
T. Yeah, I
I got
said
a
I'm not going with Michigan because everybody was
then I
saying
got a bow because I done messed up all the way around. I
no,
picked
no. I
Michigan
just
to even beat Georgia, so
no.
I'm out.
That we talked about that, and I said definitely not if Georgia's there. Then I said when as the games were going on, I said, wow, it'll be ironic to see Michigan and Ohio State, playing
Yeah,
for
that
that
hurt me though,
championship. But
'cause I don't
Georgia
like to
just
lose against you.
got something, in them. And like I said, it's hard for a team to return to the championship game. So what we got coming up is we got Georgia versus TCU.
What do you think?
So
Let's
I'm
predict it. Let's throw it
I'm
out there.
I'm gonna go with Georgia. I'm gonna go with Georgia.
You know, it's gonna look real bad if I go against TCU both times. I'm
And
going
get it wrong.
TCU for the upset. I
Okay.
will not be that person, even though, like I said, I always wanted TCU to win from the very beginning. But I
Hmm.
gotta go with TCU. I'm just hell.
Okay.
If they can play the same way that they played against Michigan, they are absolutely, to me, capable of beating Georgia. But what I would hate to see is TCU go out there and play like they played, like not play the way they've been playing, and
I don't
then
think they
Georgia
will. I
trample
think
them.
they're a
So I'm
very
gonna go with
well
TCU.
prepared team. I think they're a good team. I just think
Yeah, I
Georgia
know
is
what you
just
think.
like they've been there. They don't panic. They don't panic. They were a little nervous. They were a little nervous at that and
Mhm.
at the end of that game. Who wouldn't have been? Because I'm thinking it's over. I turned it off because I was watching. I was
You
at
turned it
church.
off.
Yeah, I was at church. I was at church,
Oh,
so I couldn't watch
amen,
the end of the
amen,
game. So I said I have to come back and see it. And when I
amen.
saw the Georgia one, I was like, "Oh
Mm,
my goodness!" But they were
what just
nervous.
happened?
And that kicker, God bless him. He hadn't missed a kick or hadn't missed a bunch of kicks. Feel bad for him for that things to go wrong at that time. So
If
you know,
he is a junior, go back,
yeah.
go back,
No, he was a
go
senior.
back.
He was
Oh,
actually a senior. Yeah,
that's
even being a
rough.
senior, just keep going on. Maybe somebody will pick you up because of his body of work. That doesn't define
Maybe
his body of work. I know everybody
he
say
need to
choked or whatever,
graduate
but
and transfer if he didn't play all 4 years because no one needs to see what happened. That pressure, that's not a
yeah,
good
that
look.
last one, I don't know what happened if that
Yeah,
was him because he did
yeah.
immediately after he kicked the ball, he patted the holder on the helmet. So I don't know if the holder did anything wrong or whatever. But I got Georgia, you got TCU. We'll see what happens week next. What is it? Monday coming up. All right,
I
let's
may
talk
be eating
about
a little crow,
we both may. Who knows? Let's recap week 17 because it was some games
man.
that made it. Let let's start here.
Uh-huh.
Let's start
I
right
ain't
here.
mad. You know what?
I
I'm
know
about
you
to give
ain't
y'all
mad.
some love. I'm
I
finna
know
give
the New
y'all some
York
love.
Giants going to
Go
the
ahead and
playoffs.
start off, and I'm gonna jump in.
Yeah, first time since 2016 with the win over Indy. It was a convincing win. I know everybody can say what they want to say
Mm-mm.
about Indy, but they played the way that we needed to see them play going into this week and going into the playoffs. So we showed what we're capable of with some of the names that nobody's ever heard, right? So hats off to my team. I see y'all in the playoffs. We got to play this week, and then 2 weeks we'll be in the playoffs. What you got, Nish?
Well, I'm gonna give you some love. Absolutely, you guys in the playoffs. Y'all out there splashing day ball. Y'all having a wonderful time. That's fine. That's great. You gonna show Daniel? You gonna send Daniel Jones some love and admit that y'all about to spend some money on this
I
dude?
don't know if we spending money on him or not. Maybe they'll sign him to an extension or whatever. I'm still not convinced that that dude's the franchise. Has he done what we needed him to do? Yes. Is
You
he
in the
that
playoffs?
dude? No. Yeah. Yes, we are in the playoffs, but
Hmm.
I'm still not.
Last year the fans were talking about him like he was Zach Wilson and Russell Wilson, the
Well,
Wilson brothers.
yeah, and they're gonna any team's gonna get down on their or fans are gonna get down on their quarterback when things go wrong. I'm still not sold on him. I'll be the first person when they do it to say yes, he is that dude. I just don't have that confidence in him. He has the ups and downs. He just ain't consistent enough for me. I ain't got it.
Well,
I'm
let
not
me tell
jumping on
you
that
what.
bandwagon.
I'm so confident y'all gonna sign him. As soon as y'all do, I'm shipping you a jersey. I'm gonna get you a
Do it.
Daniel Jones
Do it.
jersey. It's on the
I ain't
way.
gonna wear
You
it. The
don't
only
even have to
Giants
worry about
jersey
it.
I got is the Eli Manning jersey. I got that jersey.
Come
That's the
on,
only
man.
quarterback I'm gonna
Eli,
get from there. Eli.
you can't do that though. It's
I
gonna be
can.
more quarterbacks, baby. You got
Eli.
to show some love. I'm giving you a Daniel Jones jersey, and I want you to wear it backwards so they can see they can see Jones on the front.
Not
When
not
we
gonna
do,
happen. We
not
moving
gonna
on
happen.
from that. Nope, we
All
moving on.
right, come on.
Tampa
All right.
Bay, man. Tampa Bay pulled that game out. I thought the Panthers had them, and they just folded.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. Tom Brady is in good favor with the Lord. What? Don't spit it out. He is in good favor with the Lord. What? Man, please,
Yeah,
man, you
him
can't
and
tell me no different. I'm
him and
done with
Mike
it.
Evans ran a clinic. It was like, good God, somebody get on the dude. He was
What?
just laying them in the
He like,
breadbasket. Yeah, 3.
dude, he had so many fantasy points. I was just like,
Yeah,
everybody
207
lost.
yards, 3 touchdowns. It was crazy, and they look good. I don't know how much. I think if they had won that game, I think Steve Wilkes' future may be a little different. I know I hear rumors. Are they talking to
Dude,
Harbaugh about coming
what?
in? But I still think that guy needs an opportunity with what everything that team went through. I think he needs another year because he did bring them together. He can't get on the field. He cannot get on the
Yeah.
field for him, and they just didn't do that. So the Bucks win the NFC South with the win. Tom Brady,
But you saw what he did, though. I mean,
who?
for him, but the coach. But
Wilkes?
then I can't even say anything because I watched what the Raiders did after Gruden was gone and their guy stepped up. It's no guarantee.
No,
It's no guarantee. Interim means exactly what it means. You
yep.
might be here today, it might
And
be
ain't no
gone.
loyalty. If you don't do it for me, what have you done for me lately? He didn't get him over the hump. Maybe if he had got him over the hump,
That
they
might
would
would
have
have
done
worked
it.
out.
Right. The
All
Green
right,
Bay, excuse me,
man.
Green Bay Packers, that game from the beginning, I was like, what is going on? It was
Trouble
just
in my way.
yeah,
It was brutal. Oh
it
my
was.
god.
It was. I was Green Bay looked good. I you know me, you're a Kirk Cousins fan. I'm not. I don't have
You not
confidence in him.
yeah.
No, no.
Yeah. You never
Yeah, I
have?
saw the frustration with Jefferson was he was
Dude,
frustrated. I mean, what did he have? 15 yards or something like that? It was
hotter
just
than grits. One
yeah,
catch, 15 yards.
yeah. That was bad. I mean, they were on him. They were doing the gritty.
Man, did you see
Alexander
did you
doing
see
yeah,
when man, did you see
yeah,
him hit it right? Dude, he done you out of bounds and he grittying.
yeah,
He didn't
yeah.
even
It
wait till you get
was
up. He just hit
so
it right.
yeah. I mean, they just look comfortable. Their defense looked good. I don't know what went wrong with. I mean, they've got a young coach too. I don't know what went wrong with Minnesota, but Minnesota is that team that's like this. And right
Up
now,
and
that's
down.
looking like who you know, the week before the Giants only lost to them by a 61-yard field goal. So I know a loss is a loss, a L is a L, but they have not been. And everybody says, "Oh, look at their record." Okay, find me that rabbit's foot? That's what I'm looking for.
Man,
Yeah,
Brady got it hanging from everything.
yeah,
Earrings, you know what I'm saying? Belt buckles. Ain't no
yeah.
more rabbits foot for the rest of the people. Good luck.
So
Good
let's talk
luck.
about the 49ers and the Ravens. I mean, yeah, and the Raiders. I was closer than expected. I mean, not really a big impact because the 49ers gonna, you know, went out over there. I think they still look good, but still he made you question that defense a little bit. He played well.
Well, I think Shanahan had mentioned that. First of all, let me back up. Let me give you guys a little bit of recap on Stidham. Stidham was a 5-star coming out of high school. He was supposed to. He had committed to Texas Tech in college. Um, there was Mayfield had just left. You had your boy from right now, your backup quarterback up in Davis Webb, Patrick Mahomes. They were there. Stidham was coming in last. He felt some kind of way because people were starting to, the check didn't look like they needed quarterbacks. And at the 24th hour, he runs over to Baylor. So most people think that he was from Auburn. No, he went to Baylor first. And the few games that he played in Baylor, if I remember correctly, the very first pass he threw was a touchdown. So Stidham was always a guy that was supposed to be great. He ended up transferring after that whole Baylor incident. He went to Auburn, and then there you have what people know as Stidham. But he was at Baylor first. And the first year, I mean, and I think he did pretty well. But then all of the guys ended up getting drafted, and then he was left out to Washington. His draft stock kind of fell, and that's how he ended up with the Patriots so low. So Stidham was not a bum. Like, do not get it twisted. I've always thought Stidham had potential. He always knew how to. He looked good when he was on the field. So it's not shocking to me that Stidham went out there and did something. I didn't expect him to do as well as he did, though. I'm not gonna lie. Considering that everybody was so down that Carr had just walked up the field, I didn't expect them to be out there diving, catching balls with their elbows. Did you
Yeah, they
see that?
played. They
Did
played it
you
well.
see?
I mean, Stidham is McDaniel's guy. So
What? He
we'll
came. He
see.
brought him
Maybe
with
he's the
him.
guy. Yeah, maybe he's this guy for next year. But I'm more
Not a
so the
maybe.
Raiders ain't in the playoffs. So I'm more with
Well,
the 49ers. The 49ers just that defense that is that defense or supposed to be that defense. They had a few things there that other teams could possibly expose. So we'll see how that plays off down the road.
had a bad
Um,
game. I'm not even
yeah,
making that. It's still
yeah,
the 49ers, and everybody's
okay.
nervous when they
The
show up.
Seahawks, they got rid of the Jets. The Jets just look terrible, so they're eliminated.
Putrid.
Seahawks are still alive. They play Green Bay. Um,
Hmm?
you know, and if they no, I'm sorry, they don't play Green Bay.
No,
That
no,
was
no,
wrong. They don't
no.
play Green Bay, but they still have a chance, and they're still alive. Um, I mean, the playoff picture is all set for the NFC except for the spot at Green Bay, the last spot, and that's Green Bay. Green Bay
Agree.
controls their own destiny,
That's what I'm about to say.
and some other
They're
people
the
that are
only
dependent on
one.
them
They're
that
the only
controls their
team
own
that
destiny.
controls their own destiny.
Right.
And considering what I see when I see Aaron Rodgers walk up to the podium, it's probably rough on the group because he
Yeah, I
got
mean, but they're
confidence and he's
playing. They're
building
playing
every
Detroit.
every day.
Yeah, but they're playing Detroit, so Detroit's like, yeah, let's mess up somebody's season. All right, let's jump over to the AFC and, and
Okay,
and run through those games real quick, and then we're gonna take a break and come back and look at the current picture. So
absolutely.
Miami, I don't know what's going on there. Teddy looked bad. Teddy got whiplash, neck hurt, finger hurt, all kinds of stuff.
Did it look bad before the whiplash or just after whiplash? So I mean, they were in it, and then you get I don't know
Miami
what
just
the
I
is
don't
that
know
a
what to expect.
mushing?
I don't know what to expect from Miami each week. So I just not impressed with them anymore. I don't know what's going on there. I really don't know. So
Well, I do know that they have Tua Mark is doubtful. I personally think Tua shouldn't play another game. He's on like his third concussion. Dude, this dude has a life. Do the right thing, leave him out. Whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. Without Tua, I think they take a L in their last game against the Jets. And
and if
that's
they do,
that.
they're out. So we got that them, but right now Miami and New England are both still alive. You got the Jags versus the Texans. Jags are still alive. They blew the
They
Texans
are.
out. They're still alive, and they've been coming on. You know,
Shoot,
they've
Trevor
been looking real
Lawrence,
good. They've been looking real good. So you got the Lions and had the
Green Bay.
Lions versus no, what the Lions versus the Bears. The
Oh, you
Lions are
talking about
still alive. The
the
Lions won
recap?
that game, and they've been
Absolutely.
playing, progressing. Um, Chiefs beat the Broncos. Ugly game to
Barely.
me. Yeah, I just thought it was an ugly game. Currently, they hold the number one spot. We'll see what happens. We know there was a lot of things that went on, which brings us to the Bills and the Bengals game cut short by a horrific injury.
True.
We'll discuss that one in a little bit. So we're gonna take a quick break, and we're gonna break down what the current playoff picture is and the games we got for next week. All right, we'll be back right after this break. We are back. Hey, Niche. All right, so let's break this down. This is the current NFL playoff picture as of January 4th. Let's be very clear. What's Tanisha, what you do? You slide down because I can't see you.
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
There you go.
I was looking at it. I got serious with it. I'm like, what? I need to see it all. You know what I mean? I got all. Let me get all the back over here so you can see me. Yeah, right, but so, I'm looking at the bracket like everybody else. I'm like, what the heck?
We can start with Philly, and this is a game. I mean, let's start over here on the NFC, right? We're gonna start on the right. So Philly needs to beat the Giants to get the bye and home field advantage. And so Jalen Hurts is gonna play because the Minshew magic, there is no magic. So he's going to play against the Giants. They play the Giants this week. The Giants coach, he's out on whether or not everybody's going to play. He doesn't know if he's going to sit his folks, rest them, whatever.
If he bringing back Jalen, everybody playing. If Jalen playing, everybody playing.
You think the Giants, everybody's going to play?
I'm talking about Philly. If Jalen play.
Oh yeah, no, Philly, yes. I'm talking about the Giants. The Giants at this point, win, lose, draw, they ain't moving. So I don't think the coach was still out. When last asked, he said, I don't know what I'm going to do yet. Like, is Daniel Jones going to play? Is Saquon going to play? We already thin. So who do you play on that team and risk somebody getting hurt? So I don't know. We'll see as the week progresses. Green Bay, they play the Lions, right? They win that game. They win that game they're in. Right now, Seattle's sitting there, but Seattle needs a win and a Green Bay loss. Detroit needs to win and Seattle to lose. So right now, even though you may see Seattle sitting in that spot to play San Francisco, it's all about what Green Bay does. Green Bay wins, Seattle and the Lions are done.
But I've been on the Lions tip all year.
Yes.
And I'm not going to stop now. No. I mean, I get it. The momentum is with Green Bay, but I mean, the Lions are getting healthier and healthier every week, just like Green Bay is.
The only thing with the Lions is they can spoil the season for Green Bay, but they can't guarantee themselves anything. They need Seattle.
Yeah,
so it's a little different for them. No, they don't. I mean, maybe they don't. I mean, you want to go out to win because you don't know what Seattle's going to do. So they're going to go out to win. I don't discount them. I think Green Bay has been playing really good. I think all three teams have an opportunity to win.
Yeah.
They've been playing
well, their game at the end.
The only difference is the other two are dependent on Green Bay. Green Bay has to do something. They need to win, but they need Green Bay to lose.
I'll be interested to see what Vegas has to say, but I'm going with the Lions.
With the Lions?
Okay. Oh, absolutely.
And then we'll see. Hopefully, then Seattle needs to win. And I didn't even catch. I think I didn't even jot it down who Seattle is playing. I might have missed that. I'll find out. But yeah, I did screw that one up. Of who?
You didn't screw it up. It's just about
Seattle is playing.
5 or 6 other teams is more important. Okay.
Yeah.
You screw it up.
But the Seattle game does matter because if Seattle wins their game and Green Bay loses, then you got something going on there. So it's all. And then I think when these games are gonna happen also. So it's another it's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be fun.
It is.
Yeah, they play the Rams. So Seattle has a very good chance of
they
have a very good chance they play. Yeah, they play against the Rams. So Seattle, like we said, needs to win, and they need a Green Bay loss. So Detroit might do them a favor. Who knows? We'll see.
Absolutely,
we'll see. let's jump over here to this AFC picture. So the Titans need to beat the Jaguars, or whoever wins that game, they winning in, right?
I'm going. I mean, to the way that Trevor Lawrence is playing, the fact that Tannehill's out for the season, they're kind of playing musical chairs with the quarterbacks with between Dobbs and
They said Dobbs will be starting. Dobbs is
well,
starting.
I'm going to go with Jacksonville.
I'm with Jacksonville too. They're just playing well. They're
It
well
just makes
coached. They're
sense.
playing well, and they just look good. The
Yeah, it
next
makes
game we
sense.
get is the Patriots. So if they win, they're in. The Patriots versus the Bills.
Bills.
Everything
Just
with the Bills got
Bills.
going on, I just think the Bills are going to pull that game off.
I mean,
Um, mhm.
yeah. I mean, especially with what's going on, and often you'll see teams that when something happens, there's some adversity, they do it for that person. And I mean, you think the Bills were deadly before, uh, you know. Let's see what they're about to go out here and do now. I think this Sunday will be a perfect example of what you're dealing with. I think they're gonna go out there and try to kill them, massacre. It's gonna
Yep.
be rough.
Okay, you got the Jets and the Dolphins. I don't know. I mean, you got White playing or whatever. The Jets just haven't looked good last 5 games. Dolphins are desperate. So, um,
I
who you
mean,
got?
there's no Teddy, there's no Tua, so it's basically Mike White. They're the Jets third string against the Dolphins third string.
First.
So you throw it up.
But you got more
Um,
weapons. You got more weapons on the Dolphins side.
you do. But I think when you were a third string quarterback, used to playing with some of the guys, Mike White's been playing for a while with those first
Mhm.
stringers, and in Skylar's defense, he hasn't had those opportunities. So even though he may have some monsters, like we know, it takes time to get on the same page with them. So if I had to choose between the two, I feel like Mike White would be on the same page with his receivers a lot better than Skylar is with Waddle and Hill.
Okay,
So I'm
makes
gonna go. I'm
sense.
gonna go with the
You go with the
Jets.
Jets.
Yep,
Okay, all
go with the
right.
Jets off
Browns
the
and the
strength of that.
Steelers.
Hmm.
The Steelers still hanging in there.
I'm going with Steelers,
Okay.
and they're not. They're to me. They're the way they match up. I mean, you got Dante, and on one side, and you got that dog on the other side. Give help me out. Um, the other
Pickens.
wide, yeah, you got
Pickens.
yeah, Pickens on one side, but then on the other side you got Peoples and Amari Cooper. But I know Amari Cooper may or may not be right. So if Amari Cooper's out, it's an easy. I'm picking the Steelers.
Okay.
Because they got Petermont, whatever his name is, Petermont, whatever how you say it, and then on the other side, I'm definitely going with the Steelers in that case, because the Steelers, JJ, I mean not JJ Watt, TJ Watt,
T.J. Watt.
yeah, TJ Watt. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
I'm,
he's a
I'm just going
beast.
with that defense to overcome, especially because I think Amari Cooper is banged up.
Yeah,
I
he
saw
didn't look
him,
too bad. He didn't look too bad last week, right?
but I think he's hurt. I
Okay.
really do. I believe he's hurt. So, but we'll see. But if Amari's messed up, still right. If he's a last minute, I'm going with Steelers all day long.
Okay. Okay.
What
All right.
else we got?
We got coming up after that one. Who did I put up there? Sorry about that. Bengals and the Ravens.
Well, Bengals.
Okay.
Lamar not playing.
That's it.
Bengals. Lamar not playing. I like
Okay.
Tyler. I like Huntley, but you're not
I like
messing
him
up
too.
with
He just haven't been getting it done.
you're not messing up with Burrows. You got Boyd, Higgins, and Chase all back. Then you got Hurst. Come on, no.
Okay.
Bing, Mixon, um, P Ryan. No ma'am. No sir. No ma'am. Mm-mm.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. I'm with
Easy.
you.
Bengals.
Then you got the Chiefs and you got the Raiders.
That's gonna be tighter than that, but let me tell you something. That's rough. Um, one, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, like I said, I got the whole history on Jared Stidham where most people don't because I know he was a tech commit, and everything. But you got to remember, this is a dude that brought Stidham with him from New England.
Yeah.
It was always the plan for Stidham to be the guy. You
I don't
brought your guy with you.
I don't doubt him. I mean, we haven't seen him play, so I don't know. I mean, you
We
said that
saw
was
him play
always the
last
plan
week.
for him to. Last week. I'm saying you hadn't seen him play in a while. I don't
Hmm.
know. You say it was the plan all along. I don't know if that was the
I
plan to get
I
rid of Derek
truly
Carr.
believe that in my heart
Okay.
because I think
Okay.
that Carr was, even when Gruden was there, it was always like, well, is Gruden gonna keep Carr? Blah blah blah. So Carr has always kind of been teetering on whether or not they were gonna keep him or not. Now, is it fair? Not in my opinion. I think Carr's one of the top quarterbacks in the league. So Carr shouldn't be worried about it. Baby, you'll have a home. You're gonna be just fine. But Stidham's young. Stidham sat behind Brady for what 2-3 years. They brought him over. I mean, Stidham, he's probably prime ready to go, and he looked good with the opportunity. He made good on this opportunity, and I already know what that line has, where they went over there and they got. I already know it's gonna be a rough game. It's always a rough game with the Raiders and the Chiefs. I mean, it's gonna be hard. I'm going with the Chiefs, but
Okay.
hoping that maybe they can maybe we can get a couple picks on Stidham. But mind you, the 49ers they couldn't. They only got one, I think,
Yeah,
at
they
the
did
end of
get
the
a pick on
game.
him. Yep. All right. Let's go ahead and we're gonna jump right in. And we're gonna talk about let's get our top story. So we got that all wrapped up. This week we lost a legend.
We sure did.
Pele. Pele passed away at the
Man,
age of 92. I mean he wasn't no young man. So
82. He was
excuse me,
82.
I did say 80 92, didn't I?
Yeah,
82,
he was
excuse
82.
me. Um the legend, 3 World Cups.
Dude.
Um
And
when
the
you
kid,
when you yeah, and when you think soccer, football, whatever you want to call it, he's the dude. It's
bicycle
Pele.
kid.
Yeah, it's
The
Pele.
bicycle, he
He's
made it
that guy.
famous.
Yep. He's
He
that
made it
guy.
famous.
So, yep, rest
I
in
hurt
rest
myself.
in
I hurt
peace.
myself for many days pretending I was
Trying
Pele
to do
back
that.
in the day. Yeah,
Wrong answer. Wrong answer.
never managed to kick it, but I kept trying like I was
Yep.
special.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry
Went
about
right
that
over the
noise.
softball once I realized that wasn't gonna work out. Yep,
Yep.
I love him. I love Pele.
And
Yeah,
normally,
inspiration to the game.
yeah, definitely. Normally, we don't go down this path. I think a couple of things were disturbing. I could do these last two, or we could do these last two in any order, but I'm gonna go because I watched something very disturbing. Skip Bayless. So you can read what he said, and we know Skip says a lot of crazy stuff online on the show or whatever. Sometimes it's even hard to watch. I love Shannon. Skip, I could do without. What got me
That last
is
line.
yeah, it was just like going back, you know, what was he really trying to say? Could he articulate it? If you read it, the NFL is considering postponing the rest of this game. But how? This late in the season, a game of this magnitude is crucial to the regular season outcome, which suddenly seems so irrelevant. So it makes sense, right? He was saying the game is
It's
critical.
important.
It's
Yeah,
very
it's an important
important,
game.
which at this point seems so irrelevant. Everybody freaked out because it depends on how you read it. Like he put his foot in his mouth in the sense that he wanted to double down on it, and people were trying to defend him. Everybody wanted his job Monday night. I think what he was saying, this is me, I'm interpreting, which suddenly seems so irrelevant, right? It
Mm-hmm.
was irrelevant. So it wasn't suddenly. I think his wording. If
Mm-hmm.
he had just said, which is irrelevant,
Mm-hmm.
which is now irrelevant. But to him, it almost seems like, okay, we still need to know because he led off with what he led off with. He was more concerned about a game and not once in here. And I know there were other tweets where he did mention the young man's name. Did he mention his name? But that's Skip. Skip's an idiot, I think, personally. He goes, I don't know if Skip ever played a sport, if he ever coached a sport, or he just covered sports because he covers them poorly. I mean, the only person he cares about, of course, is Tom Brady and Skip Bayless. That's it. So
Cowboys.
Your
And the
thoughts?
Cowboys.
Oh, on the
I
Cowboys.
mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not a huge fan of Skip because there's been other things. If you follow Skip, there have been many times over his career that I believe that he said things that are uncouth. But the problem that bothers me about Skip is he's not willing to go back and apologize the way that most people need a person to apologize. I mean, I believe today, he so after the comment he made, Shannon was not on the show the following day. He went in, he did the show by himself.
Horrible
Today,
job.
he did a Harper job. Okay. Today, Shannon showed up, and Shannon couldn't even get through his monologue because he mentioned the tweet of Skip, and Skip jumped in and got all on the defense. And I looked over at Shannon Sharp and I thought to myself, this may be the beginning of the end.
Mhm.
It may be the beginning of the end. It should have been when Skip attacked his Hall of Fame career. But I think
Yeah.
he gave him a pass. But this might be the beginning of the end because Skip was so adamant. Oh, no one in the network had a problem with my tweet. Well, half of Earth did.
Yeah, because he
So
said I'm not. He did ask him. He said, "Hey, Skip, you're gonna take. I'm not taking it down because nobody in the. But they did because that's why you started to show off the way you started to show off yesterday, and it was a horrible show because he can't carry a show. So he has
what
nobody up
about
there to make
just
himself look like an idiot and go against whatever they're saying. Because if you say it's black, he's gonna say it's white, or if you say it's white, he's gonna say it's black in the same sentence. So Skipper's just that guy. He's about clickbait, but the clickbait has gotten
it's
to a
like a
point where it's
shock
dumb,
DJ, but he's talking about
but it's
sports.
dumb. Yeah, and it's just not
But
even.
here's my thing. What about just a gesture just to say, hey, it I'm bringing this down. He would not take the tweet down from the moment that he tweeted that. If you go and follow any of the following tweets, they were like, pull this down, pull this down. He never pulled it down. And the fact that he attacked Shannon, it's just like, hey, I said what I said. I stand by what I said. He said that himself. He's doubling down, tripling down. It's just not a good look.
It's
It's
just
not a
been a
good look.
gesture. Nothing goes away when you tweet it. I mean, the internet is
Absolutely
forever.
not.
So it's just been a gesture of some sort of respect or something to say, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I took it
Absolutely.
down because didn't think it all the way through or whatever. But to him,
It was
I'm,
quick trigger.
I'm right. So it's just like, okay, we gave him enough airtime. Let's move on to
Mm-hmm.
this is our last sporting news, sad news. Um, with this young
Mm.
man, Damar Hamlin, that injury. If you haven't seen it or heard about it, yeah, I mean, it's nothing to watch, but I'm sure we all have heard about it. It was on the major news networks all over the place, still praying for this young man. They say his condition is improving. I can only go by
Thank
what I
God.
hear, what we see, and hopefully he pulls this out. You don't want this for anybody. He's, of course, a public figure, millions of people watching it. That's why we all know about it. This is stuff that happens to families, all of a sudden, like every day. So you pray for anybody that's going to go through anything like this, any family member, friend, or whatever it may be. But praying for this young man. Apparently, he's a good young man. I see. And Tanisha, I think we were tracking it that
Yeah.
Monday night, he had a little charity. I can say little charity because a charity is a charity. A
Yeah, it
charity where he
is.
was trying to raise,
Donation.
yeah, $2,500, and now last I looked, it was over 4 million. It's probably higher
Oh,
than that.
last time I looked, it was over 6 million.
Okay.
But you go week in and week out with me, and you watch me struggle to watch the games. And prior and part of the reason why I struggle to watch the games is because of the injury aspect. Everybody wants to sack the quarterback. You know what I mean? So it's made it hard for me to watch. So imagine me seeing this young man laid out on the field, being resuscitated on the field. It's the fear. And so when I look over to those players and those players are in tears, that's all I need to you know what I'm saying? That you feel it. Those fans felt it. We were on like we always are. We were online together and we sat there and watched that and we were sick to our stomach. We were praying on the phone for that young man, and all we can do is pray and hope that he pulls through and know that and hope that his family is doing as well as possible under the current circumstances, because
Yeah.
it was hard to watch.
Yeah, and I watched a lot of news that night, a lot of shows, different shows. And the one person that I watched that made the most sense, I mean, a lot of them made sense, but when I say made the most sense, the person that
Ryan.
spoke, Ryan Clark. I mean,
Hmm.
shout out to him. The stuff that he was
Absolutely.
saying, he spoke from the heart. He spoke truthfully. He spoke as a player, as a man, as a brother, as a father, or whatever. And that's how he spoke, and that's how it was. So the reality was, I know people were freaking out, and I think they tried to bait him. They tried to bait him earlier in the show too. I think I talked
He
about that. They
handled
tried
it
to bait
very
him
well.
into what the NFL should be doing. It wasn't about any of that. It was about what those we knew. You knew watching. If you were watching TV, you knew there was not going to be a game. So it wasn't,
Absolutely.
I don't know if people wanted Roger Goodell to come on TV himself and say there is no game. It wasn't even about that. He let those teams handle what they needed to handle, and they handled in the proper way. So I think we're going to, for me, unless you have any other closing remarks, I think that's how we're going to wrap the show up today.
It really is. I don't. I'm just gonna say that, the gyms are praying for him. Any of our fans, please throw out a prayer. It costs you nothing. That family's going through is going through it right now. This is a 24-year-old man. By all accounts, was a great human being, doing things, has charities. Let's, like I said, let's wish them nothing but the best. That's an easy thing to do. And always, if we're talking about it, you need to hear about it. And don't forget,
Please
Linda,
always be kind and be blessed. Until next time, peace.
peace.
Thank you for tuning in to Two Gems and a Mic. Be sure to subscribe and follow. Until next time, remember, be kind, be blessed. Peace.